Got an interesting little piece here. I'm not sure if that's actually plastic or if it's brass. It's plastic. It would have been some kind of, I guess, some kind of case. Huh. Strange. There's nothing in it. Well, here's a great example how things are going to start to come out from the sidewall because of the wash. Can you see it? Now it's pretty beat up. I'm guessing it's a nickel, but it's hanging out right on the sidewall there. Ripe and ready for the pickings. We have buffalo nickel. No, actually, my bad. I thought that appeared bigger. It looks like it's a penny. And I'm guessing it's a wheat cent. Although this is high up, it could be a memorial. Well, I'll clean it up. It's pretty thick, so I should be able to get a reading out of that. Any more there? Haven't seen this yet. And then quite often we find bottles that are melted because they were tossed in the fire here. But I think that's an actual marble that may have melted onto a piece of glass. Well, we'll see when I get that home and clean it up. Maybe my first melted marble. Well, I picked up the sidewall where that melted marble was, and I see an actual marble pop out. Sure did. Look at this. All right. Oh, a nice red swirl in there. Okay, maybe there's a few more in here. You can see some Phoenix glass popping out right there, and some pieces stuck in here. So I'm gonna get a better scraper that doesn't do as much damage. I'm gonna scrape along here. That's a nice one. I don't normally get too many interesting things up this high, but I might have a little bottle coming out here. That's an amber twist off. Nice color to it. No embossing though, I can see right now. Do a little more scratching. If I'm not mistaken, that there might be a button with some fancy on it. Oh yeah. We got a lot going on here. Got anything written on you? Let's rinse you off. Okay. There we go. Nice. It's a keeper. Got any more out here? That seems to be the scraping is doing okay for me today against the sidewall here. This looks like some kind of little tin container. It's got some design on it there. I'm not really sure what this would have been. Makeup, maybe? Maybe there's a big fat coin inside. It could only be gold. There's a little design right there I might be able to look up. I'm getting into a few plastic pieces, which is 50s, 60s, top of this dump. I'm not sure what this is, but I believe it says chocolate on it. Strange. Makes some noise. Well, it's just funny, out of all the scraping I just did here to clear out a spot, I pull out one button. Well, today I got really good conditions. The low tide cycle will be a negative half a foot today. Winds are coming out of the southeast, blowing northwest, so they're warmer winds. I'm not going to freeze my butt off. The winds will flatten the waves down a little bit, as you can see. Not the best conditions, Potter. But today might be good because I'm going to do, see all that water out there? I'm going to search every square inch of it and see what I can find. 2 hours before low, and you can see it's already out a bit. Before I jumped in the water, I wanted to check out this wash area. It just has all the makings of finding something old here. You can see the different colors of sand coming out, the green sand, it's all pretty much just clay. It's a wash area where things can get caught up. I'm not going to detect this area because I've done it a couple times already this week. I'm just seeing if the last or the most recent high tide moved anything around. I just picked up an old lead bottle stopper, so it puts me in a nice old range. Even in here you can see the pieces of wood here. This stuff has been under mud and sand for a long time. I'm hoping maybe a little bottle head sticks out. For the first artifact of the day, this is pretty cool. I don't know what it is. Looks mechanical, maybe clock part-ish. I don't know, but I like that it's showing up in this area. All right, second signal. This is a nice little surprise. We got a buffalo nickel. Not sure if you're going to make out the date. This is a great little relic. There's the buffalo in the back. Second signal of the day. Fantastic. Well, that was a signal I've been chasing for about a half hour. I'm not even sure if this is the signal or if I just found something else down there. But it looks as if I pulled up a V nickel, which is, oddly enough, the nickel they made just before the buffalo nickel I found earlier. No, there it is. And looks like I might be able to squeak out a date. 1907 maybe. So we are past the 100-year mark. Excellent coin. Having a little trouble making out this coin. I am leaning towards a flying eagle. I think I got the wreath on the back here. I can't make out the writing, but I definitely think I see an eagle here. That'd be a great coin if that's what I have here. They are very rare.
Oddly enough, while I'm looking at this coin while I'm doing my editing, it appears like it could say cent and then the one underneath, which could make this a pretty rare error coin, if that's even one of the errors out there. And why do the last two letters in cent look more like the last two letters in the word dime?
Well, I think I have a very old button here. If it says super fine on it, maybe a flat button. Interesting. At first glance at this thing, I really didn't think it was much other than just some kind of lead cap. But I think I'm seeing some design, some flower work on the inside of this thing, which intrigues me, because now I have absolutely no idea what it is. I don't know if you can make that out, but there's definitely something inside of there. A little floral design or something. Huh. Interesting. Might be a bird. How cool is that? It's not often you find a piece that right off the beach could be probably turned into a charm. Look at how this thing was cut. There's a little lady on there. It says autumn straight across. This thing's been out there a while. It's even got a little building on the back. What a great piece. Funny how things collect in areas. Look at all those golf balls. I just passed another pocket of about 8 of them. Well, you can see today, which might be my last hunt of this week, we have absolute ideal conditions. It's 3 hours before low tide, and the tide's already out a decent amount. The wind's in the right direction because there is no movement in the water. And the sun is out, and it's not that cold. Well, let's see if the treasures match the conditions. Well, it's taken me about an hour, basically waiting for the tide to go out a little further. But I think this little bugger may give me a clue I'm in the right area, or at least getting close to it. That's an old button. Still in the right place. A second one. Well, if I'm all the way out here, I gotta guess this is something that has to do with a boat, but you imagine the signal that this thing gave?
Now, the reason I stopped the video here and put that little arrow towards my scooper, I did an initial scoop and there was nothing in there, so I tossed it into my little floating sifter. Second scoop is when I found this tremendously big piece of brass, which probably went to a boat somewhere. Now, what I didn't realize, and thank goodness I swiped my detector over that floating sifter, is that I got another signal in there. And that signal is what was the most surprising find of all week, maybe of a lifetime.
Well, this is kind of amazing. When I double checked my scoop, after that big brass piece was in there, I got a signal in there. And it is a tiny, tiny little coin. I certainly cannot make out too much on it yet, but in the right light, I saw some lettering and possibly a bust on it. I have no clue even where to begin what this might be. But I do love it, and hopefully when I get it home, as we always say, I might be able to get an identification on this thing. I think it's silver.
I had to clean this coin up a little bit just to get some details out of it. And at first glance now, it's definitely silver and it is definitely Spanish. We can make out some lettering there. I can make out an HISP, which would be short for Hispania. And on the obverse, or maybe this is even the reverse, there is the potential for a date here in the corner in the letter M. So we are going to be able to make a good identification on this coin, and it could very well be my first Spanish real.
No, I'm only videotaping this right now because I'm so far out and this thing came up. I'm thinking it might be a two-piece button, but I don't know for sure. All I know is I'm way, way out.